almost a whisper. "And what if you had gotten in my way while my fists were flying?" "Well, then there might have been 2 dickheads on the floor instead of 1. I finished wrapping her knuckles before I stood to my feet. I stretched to my full height. "Then again, I have learned by now how to take one of your punches." I leaned in, facing her. "The hard way, if I remember." Kayla inclined right back at me. "Hey, I was 10 at the time." I watched closely as she hopped off the edge of the elegant sink, her rounded hips slightly swaying. "And you were being an asshole that entire day." "If I recall correctly, it wasn't my asshole that was the problem. It was my nose, which bled for hours after you cracked it." I wrapped up the rest of the white bandages, setting them aside. With a glance over my shoulder towards the bathroom, I headed for the minibar. Placing one hand on a new drinking glass, I poured the rest of the scotch into it, feeling its effects, my long night of mainlining shots finally catching up to my too tough tolerance. I cleared my throat as the rest of the bottle emptied inside the shiny glass. I turned, only to find Kayla right behind me, those blue eyes blinking up at me. I held the glass out to her. "Here," I said, extending my fingers towards hers. "Finish this. It will numb the pain." My best friend sneered. "That's what you said after my 16th birthday party, after I cut my foot on that glass. Newsflash?" She snatched the scotch from my hand, a smirk playing on her pink lips. "The only thing that was numb that night was my ass from sitting in front of the toilet, puking my brains out from inhaling too much tequila." Her crystal clear gaze flashed in front of me, filled with humor, and I couldn't help but laugh. Sauntering towards the only couch in my hotel suite, I settled down on its surface, glancing up at her, the lustful haze of drunkenness tightening around my lungs. I took a deep breath as she approached. I tilted my head with a quick nod. "It worked, didn't it? Bet you forgot all about that glass in your foot, am I right?" She sat beside me. "You're such a dickhead." I let my arm slide around her. "That's Mr. Dickhead to you." She let her head fall on my shoulder. "You're impossible." "Just the way you like it." I tightened my hold on her. She sighed. "If you weren't my best friend, I'd—" "You'd what?" I interrupted, feeling the warmth of Kayla beside me. My hand settled just below her shoulder, my fingers wrapping tight. A pulse worked its way to the center of my pants, and I realized in that moment that staring at those damned bandages burning a hole into the cotton fabric had done nothing to distract me from the real matter at hand. The real matter that had nothing to do with making sure Kayla's knuckles were taken care of, and everything to do with every other part of her perfect body that I so desperately wanted to show my attention. It hadn't worked. The alcohol or the bandage distraction. I still wanted her. With my best friend in the entire world sitting beside me on that hotel sofa, I told myself a million different facts to focus on anything but her honeyed scent. 1,000 multifaceted excuses to deter my brain from the feel of her body, soft and supple, settled in right next to mine, breathing softly, slowly, sensuously. I started with the most obvious. "You've known each other since you were 9. You've told each other everything. She knows how much of an asshole you are, and she's the only one who tolerates it." But none of it made a difference. The scotch swirling in my system and the pulse inside my slacks were saying something else. And right then their voices, God help me, were louder than all of the others. And when my best friend felt that fucked up tension inside me, the unrestrained tautness that pulled like a bow at my body, holding it hot and fraught, she lifted her gaze to mine, meeting my glance with hers. I know that she found pure, unfiltered lust lurking there, because that's exactly what I discovered in hers. A slow wave of surprise sank out of her steady stare, receding fast, and when my gaze combined with her unblinkingly, I could not stop my face from